I have hit record, and we will fill time. Hopefully the power won't go out this time.
Mm-hmm.
First time the power has done more than blink in a very long time. Happened to be during Monday Night Magic on Tuesday night. It's weird. The recording that I got, like locally, it cut off just as the lights blinked and I looked up. But what Twitch had as a VOD lasted for a good 5 or so seconds longer. I guess it has something to do with the way that it writes the file.
I guess so.
Because Clues actually rattled off the rest of the last 2 deck lists or something in the top 16. And I looked up and the lights blinked again and then everything went out. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get through the episode without any of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was off for about 45 minutes. Kind of sucked. Actually, it didn't really suck. I went outside and hung out with the neighbors.
That's good.
Because that's what happens when the power goes out. You see people come outside to look around and make sure everyone else has power too. Or did I just forget to pay my power bill? Apparently, Tasha had her window open, and she heard some kind of boom just as the power went out. So I'm guessing a substation had a problem and exploded.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Or a transformer. Hopefully it wasn't
Megatron
Optimus Prime. No, hopefully it was Megatron. But yeah, it was out for about 45 minutes, and then it came back on, and I went, well, okay, and everybody went back in. So I came back in and was going to start doing stuff. And then about 15 minutes later, the internet went down, and I said, you know what? I'm going to bed. I don't care. Which is why Monday Night Magic didn't go up on YouTube until Thursday. But oh well. So I guess that's probably enough time filling. I'm sure it started recording by now, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
All right. No, they didn't say what caused the blackout. If they did, they didn't say it in a place where I saw it. All of a sudden, it just came back on, and we went, woohoo!
I remember my little grad student apartment in Raleigh. There was one night where outside of the window, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the little fireworks-looking explosion of a transformer blowing up on a nearby power pole right before the power went out. That was an interesting sight.
Whoops.
It made the loud sound a little less scary. I guess because I knew what it was.
Why are you blowing up Transformers, Mike?
It wasn't on purpose.
If he's in one of the Michael Bay movies, to be perfectly honest, can you really tell which robot is which? If it's not Bumblebee or Optimus, I mean, I love the movies, but there's some fight scenes where I'm like, I don't know who to root for because you all look the same. Is that racist? If you're a robot, it might be racist.
Maybe a little bit.
There are some racist robots in the movie.
Oh God.
Oh, don't get me started on
all
Revenge of the
no,
Fallen.
everybody shut up. We're going to start the show now. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is, I think this number's right, episode 560.
I think you're right.
The Mana Pool.
I believe you're correct,
so.
yes. Because 559 was an RPG episode. Oh, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, okay. I thought I looked it up before we started, but then I looked over at it and I went, did I look that up? I might be dumb. Hi, I'm Chewy. I'm dumb. And with me are these other dumbs. Hi, dumbs.
Hi, I'm Brian, the lead dumb. No, I'm not the lead dumb. I'm the tangent master, master rambler. I guess all this dumb is just seeping in. Next dumb, go.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the dumb guy and the dumb lore guy, and that's all I got for this one.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and dumb man of the group. And and have that dumb moral compass thing and dumb stuff. Dumb da dum dum dum. Go.
Do not dumb here.
Not a dumb area.
Not a dumb area.
I'm glad that you repost that when it comes up in your Facebook memories, because it's still just as golden as it was the first time.
Oh, yeah. I still remember the can't brain, have dumb. No, can't phone, have dumb. Send help, don't call. As we were sitting outside of... was that a Star City event in Charlotte? Or was that the GP? No, that was the GP.
Maybe.
We were sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings when that happened. Yeah, it was the GP. It was GP Giant. Yeah, the big one.
Oh, okay.
The one where I made day 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where we went to Buffalo Wild Wings for like half of our meals. Ugh.
Exactly. Anyway. So, let me stop working on this video post and get on the proper thing. So, this week, we're going to do something that's not like us in recent years. We're going to talk about news. What?
Oh, look at us being all topical and stuff.
Right?
Right.
Right.
Especially since I took over for Monday Night Magic so many years ago now. I tend to leave the news over there and we talk about other stuff. But the news from San Diego Comic-Con was pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, boy howdy.
And so we would like to talk about that.
So we will.
So,
'cause
yeah.
We're the bosses of us.
Yeah. Take that, Mom. Oh, God, don't tell her I said that.
Hey, Chewie's mom? Yeah. You won't believe what he just said about you.
Shh, shh. It's a lie.
So, a lot of this came out. A lot of stuff to talk about. Where do you want to start?
Well, I figured we would start with the new set.
Okay.
Yes.
Which we found out. So we have this picture. Bah! Check it out. It's a storybook that opens up into a picture of a castle. And look, this person is stepping into it. Like some kind of fairy tale thing. What?
Crazy.
Dang it, phone. What the heck? Why now?
There's no phones in fairy tales. I mean, seriously, like Cinderella would be completely different if somebody would call her and go, "Hey, your stepmother's terrible," and she'd be like, "I know, right?" So,
Just to give you the heads up, she got real old and had what looked like a poison apple. You might want to just, not answer the door.
isn't that Snow White?
Wait,
Let's
who'd you
just
say?
hope Disney doesn't
I said
decide
Cinderella.
to make the modern day version of those stories. Snow White with a cell phone. Oh my gosh, there is an old lady at the front door. I wish she would go away.
I'll just take this apple so she leaves me alone.
I saw The Lion King, and I have, I think, put up with and or enjoyed some of the live action remakes. The Lion King made me want to punch somebody.
Gosh, I didn't react that badly to it. My takeaway was like, basically, I would say anyone who's already made up their mind about whether or not they want to go see it, don't change your mind.
No, I mean, if you go and enjoy it, I'm me, I'm always like, hey, live and let live. I did not go into it with presuppositions. I didn't like it. I flat out didn't like it. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Now that Mike's off the phone, we're here to talk about fairy tales. But
Sorry. It was the Red Cross trying to get my blood.
Those
I
vampires.
got mine today.
All right. So, yeah, the new set is called Throne of Eldraine. Oh, this is not cropped properly at all. Hang on. It's not getting smaller. The background is... God. Look, the background is getting smaller, but the image itself
Good
is
job.
staying the same freaking size. That's going to be a problem. Let me... Hang on. We'll fool with that later if I need to. But yeah, it's called Throne of Eldraine. They said that it is Camelot meets Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Cool.
As long as Eldraine is not code for Eldrazi and it turns out it was Emrakul the whole time, I'll be all right with this.
Which people asked, and it is not.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
I was making a joke.
Oh.
I should have known.
See, yeah, Magic players don't make jokes. They make accusations. And, like, that was the first... What do you mean something's got the same first number of letters, but it's not related? But Rosewater.
Okay.
Mark Rosewater feels like he has to make Magic players even more entitled. So when they ask him questions that they have no right to ask, he answers them. So, yeah. He said, it's not Eldrazi. And we went, yay!
So, but it's like a take on, you said Camelot meets fairy tales, right? I can dig it. I was always a pretty big Arthurian fan. One of my first books growing up was a picture book of King Arthur, and I fell into it. So not like this lady's falling into this picture or stepping into but I got it was my jam. So I'm looking forward to this.
Would you say it was your jam?
I don't know if I go quite that far, but it was pretty close.
Brand. I'm sorry. So, we're going to go through the art, which for the audio podcast is going to be a little awkward. But if you go to the Wizards Twitter account, @WizardsMagic, scroll down to July 20th to find the tweet that says, Archery is Throne of Eldrazi. Oh, damn it, I looked at chat and saw the word Eldrazi. Archery, I'm sorry, I glanced over
Conspiracy
chat.
confirmed.
The tweet is Archery is, because the code name for the set was Archery, is Throne of Eldraine, once upon a time, ... Start at that tweet. We're going to be moving up from there. So if you want to follow along at home, if you want to follow it along at home, then just hop on to the Twitter. Okay.
We are so bad at this game.
God, we really are. Can
Duh.
I get some bad at this game in the chat, please? So, next picture we have, Rapunzel-ish, with what looks like a magic ring, maybe? Some sort of glowing thing in her hand?
Got a princess with really long hair at the top of a tower.
Is a little petal from that flower sitting on the...
Oh, it could be
windowsill?
a petal from the flower?
Maybe.
I can't tell.
And see, right now, because it's all speculation, who knows? This may be a creature, or it may be what if this was
sorcery or something.
What if this is a take on like an O-ring effect, like stuck in the tower, and she's just being all wistful and like, I'm exiled.
I'm agreeing with Mike that it's a petal.
Yeah, you can see I think those are a couple more floating on the wind over to the left.
Yeah, because she's got the flowers beside her on the
Oh, yeah, look at that.
on the banister or whatever.
Yeah. Architecture.
Yep.
So what's this picture? So this picture is 5 knights
Around a round table thing.
a round table that's got... Is it a table?
It's
Or-
I can't
some
tell
kind
if
of-
it's a table or a portal to some kind of cracked desert floor. I don't know what that is. I can't tell.
Not sure.
But it's obviously Knights of the Round noun. Insert noun here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're all left-handed.
they are all left.
Well, of course they are. They are right
Well-
and proper swordsmen like Link and me.
Ha! Hey, listen. Look at the length of those swords. No. I mean, no, actually, like,
It's not the
looking-
length of the sword that matters.
Okay, yes, but I mean, this is a good piece of art, and
God.
this is not done unintentionally. Those swords are at least, a third to a half longer than they probably should be that a person could wield them. Like, look at how they're kind of stretched in the art. So I wonder if this is some kind of enchantment or something.
Yeah, could be. Could
All I
like some
know
sort
is-
of summoning spell, or based on the background, I'd say it's probably a white spell.
Oh, maybe
Probably.
this is the
Or
O-ring.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got a circle, but I don't know if it's really evocative of an imprisoning spell. Maybe. Could be. Who knows? Maybe it's like
I bet this is how Nicol Bolas gets out.
Maybe it's like a clone type spell where it's really just one night and then all of a sudden there's more nights. Maybe it's a blue clone like token making thing. Where there's one night, there's more than one night.
Okay, now I think you're reaching, but okay.
Maybe. Speculation.
Speculation.
Is the art awesome? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay, here we have a floating city.
Land.
I don't think it's
awesome.
floating, but it's it's sort of like on a rock structure because what's holding up the ring or the supports or these pylons.
I wonder
It
if they
looks
had to
like-
construct additional pylons.
With
Yeah.
with the water coming out, it almost gives a sense of it just kind of almost rose from the sea. Or it could be
Hey, that is a good point.
Mhm.
or it could be that's just the aqueduct, but
The aqueduct.
Yeah, they're just dumping raw sewage into the
Yeah.
lake.
sure, that's how you did it in the old days.
Oh, so it looks like it's old timey, but it's actually very modern.
Hey, would you want to live
Dumping
on
raw
a
sewage into lakes is timeless, Chewy.
would you want to live on a plane in any time without indoor plumbing?
No.
You don't want a chamber pot?
No.
What about a regular pot? Anyway,
Have you ever seen me poop? This is not. No. It needs to have an efficient way to be taken away.
there you go. Eldraine, taking care of your craps and whatever. Right.
Then we
I agree.
have.
I agree with Skytonic though. It also because the stairs are also rising out of the water. It definitely gives a sense of coming out of the sea. You've got some boats, but that's the first thing I thought when I saw this is it just kind of like popped out. It's like in Final Fantasy VI where you got the castle that goes under the sand, except water. It's a submersible. Anyway, next.
Next, we have your stereotypical gingerbread house.
Yep.
This is one of the first pieces of art, and I'm like, yes, I get entirely what you're trying to do with this set just from one picture.
I like the cherry pie roof. That's a nice touch.
That is
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Really not much else to say there, but
No, but it's sweet.
get it?
Yeah.
And sometimes I say things and then I hear them. But you know what? I'm actually gonna embrace the pun this time because it is both awesome and delicious looking. If there was a witch in there, I think I might fall prey.
Now, seriously though, if you're listening to the audio file of this, I highly recommend you go to YouTube, preferably, or just go to the Twitter account because this art is all just gorgeous.
Yeah, and these posts on the Twitter these posts on the main Wizards Twitter account, the Wizards Magic Twitter account, start on the 20th, July 20th.
Because they were live tweeting this from the SDCC panel. All right, so moving on, we've got this badass lady with a bizarre. What in the hell is she wearing? And look at that sweet sword.
I know. And you know what that sword makes me think of? Those
Like
two
cloud
glowing
sword that has material slots.
Also that. But those two rings near the base of the blade remind me of
Are you
part
about
of
to
the
say
design of
Godsend?
it reminds me of part of the design of Elspeth's sword.
Yeah.
The
The
Godsend,
yeah, and the Godsend was basically a spear version of her sword.
Well, it was her sword transformed into a spear by Heliod.
Yeah.
Also, that sound you just heard was My Name is 14, who resubbed for the 13th month. He adds, audio listeners, please don't look at the art while driving. Pull over first. Very
This
true.
has been a public service announcement.
Yes, thank you, 14.
Very sensible.
Well, she, like I said, we've got the 2 circle slots that are on her sword. She also has 2 circle slots on the sleeve of her shirt, of her gown that she's wearing.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, she's got materia slots everywhere on her outfit.
Yeah, dude, you could load her up something serious.
But she's her garment or whatever she's wearing, it's full of circle iconography.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious as to what's going on.
So are the thrones
With
in the
this-
background.
Yeah, that
I
is a good
wonder
Yeah,
if
point
just
too.
this is
everywhere.
The queen of all roundness or something.
Maybe.
The
She's
queen
definitely
of
not
all
square.
roundness. Would you say that she's well-rounded?
Nah. But yeah, so I'm predicting some sort of legendary something or other here. 'Cause
Mhm.
Could be.
Look-
It's
check her
pretty
out, man.
striking. Yeah.
yeah, she's freaking sweet. Also, she will put the pointy end in your face, so maybe don't mess with her.
Of the sword.
Yeah.
And that is a really pointy end, too. Like, that doesn't,
Yeah.
like...
This is not the sword is not your traditional like sword that it's got a tape, like the blade itself is parallel the length up until you get to the end. This is one of the more like Italian
needle.
Renaissance style where it's a pointed, the blade is pointed all the way to the end.
It's
Yeah.
a giant spike sword.
Yeah, use it for stabbing people
Yeah.
rather than just cutting.
Like there's a specific name, like it's the style back then of those types of swords.
No, Stark pointed out she's at war with that asshole King of Squares. Screw that guy.
Yeah, I wonder maybe like what would be the playing card suits in this world? It would be circles, squares, triangles, and I don't know.
Probably still Jax.
Probably still.
Wait, not Jax.
That's not a suit.
No, but it's one of the face cards. You can have the Jack
Maybe
of
an
Jacks. Shut up.
Maybe an Eldraine Jack is the other suit. Yeah. So this is the Queen of Circles.
Horseshoes and four-leaf clovers. No, I'm thinking of Lucky Charms.
And red balloons. Anyway, all right. Next, we've got the Frog Prince.
Yep.
Just very classic.
Yep.
Also, the spread of food in front of him is making me hungry, and I just ate.
That's just how awesome the art is.
Yeah. Okay. Look at him. He's a happy little frog. He's like, I was a prince, but it.
If that isn't a reprint of Turn to Frog, I will be the sad.
Fair enough. All right, we've got some more. We've got somebody being baked into a pie.
Although look at that hand that's coming out.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a human hand.
Well,
So
no, nobody said anything about a human. You're
no,
humocentric jerk.
I got you. Just I don't always want to eat Goblin Pie. Ooh, maybe this is the O-ring, but it's like pie ring.
Baked in a pie.
Or this would be a destroy creature ability.
Could be.
Destroy a creature, gain some life. Yeah.
Gain some life, put a +2/+1 counter on the creature that ate it.
And the
But
flavor
only if
text
it
is
was delicious.
Mm.
Nom, 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 nom.
Pie.
Still hungry?
What is this? This is beautiful.
Beautiful.
What is this?
Not a clue. Probably some kind of artifact, but just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's a giant mirror of some sort.
It appears to be a giant mirror of some sort. Yes.
Yes, I don't know what fairy tale exactly this is hearkening to, but I mean, mirrors are fairly popular in a lot of fairy tales because it's a play on the reflection of the person that's looking into it. How do they perceive themselves versus how does the world perceive them? And B, you have them as a lens into truth in the soul. You think about like the mirror of the Wicked Witch in Snow White that's all seeing and all knowing. So yeah, mirrors, popular trope. But whatever this is doing, I think who's it? Wolfie Harvell says they want it in. He wants this in foil, and yeah, big yes to that. I don't care if it's a common, whatever. It's just like, yeah, who did this art?
Anastasia. Holy crap. Of Chinikova.
Anastasia, holy crap, you did a great job. So
how do you say of Chinikova?
Of Chinikova, yeah, that sounds right.
Nice.
Of Chinikova.
good job, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is badass. All right, next. Speaking of badass, here's the I'm gonna say the Jack of Triangles.
I think you're right.
He's got that triangular motif where she is. It looks like she's got fire that's or lava maybe that's melting all of the swords in the ground around her. She's holding up a freaking lightsaber, and there are glowing swords that are floating around her.
My first thought was that she's summoning the glowing swords, but then I saw the warp swords around her. So it looks like, okay, not to get too mechanically tied down, but I'm kind of thinking a Shatterstorm kind of thing, where she's like, who likes these swords? Swords are for wimps,
Maybe she's rejuvenating all the melty swords. All the
Maybe.
melty swords on the bottom and making new ones.
That could be.
Oh, it could be some kind of like trash to treasure thing.
Yes, could be.
Do not try to bend the sword. That is impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
I can make you a better sword. But like, look at the very bottom of the art here. It looks like there's like a river of molten lead.
Yeah.
You're right. It does look like magma.
There's a lot going on here, and I am here for it. Ooh, and they're not just swords. Look, there's a spear. Oh, hey, look at that.
There's lots of different variety
Dagger.
sword types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's at least some claymores.
Ooh, I have one of those. Well, the angel has one of those, rather.
There's actually 2 spears, and then the thing on the right, which looks like a half spear, half sword.
What are these? So, is there a name for the swords that have like a T on the end?
Yeah, that weird thing on the end. Yeah, I don't know.
It's called I'm gonna chop your legs out from underneath you sword.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Technical name.
Because it's like a hook sword. Is sort of what it is that you can use it to like dig into something with the ends like an axe, like a pickaxe.
Yeah.
So, but it also adds weight to the end of it, so your sword kind of acts like a lawnmower blade.
Yeah, and also if you can thrust in, you can, well, like you said, hook. You can pull something back out.
Mm-hmm. Because it was what was it? Was it the Guten Tag? No.
The good morning? What?
There's a type of.
Good morning.
There's a special type of weapon that was developed in the late Roman period, which essentially was a pike with a hook or something, and it had a funny name to it because the whole point was it was to pull a rider off the horse and then beat the snot out of them with the hook. And when I say beat the snot, I mean impale them with it.
Well, I mean that I think that counts, yeah.
But it had like a whimsical name, like a Guten Tag or something of that. But it was like a Dutch sort of name for it.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Get over here.
All right, moving up in the Twitter timeline here. We've got, so it was pointed out in the Discord server that this is probably the strange woman that's lying in the pond distributing swords
Mm-hmm.
If I see one more tweet that is about, systems of government should not be handled by blah, 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 first person to think of it, great. But I got up to like 10 and stopped counting the tweets that were some play on that. I'm like, yes, we get it.
I don't think Brian's a Monty Python fan, y'all.
I've never seen Monty Python, but I've heard the reference enough that I'm like, okay, cute.
Wait, you made it through college being friends with all of us without ever watching
I have
any
told
Monty
you
Python?
this more than once, and you always seem to be surprised.
That's because
I thought it took a while for you to see it too, Chewy. Right? I'm thinking of someone else.
No, I think you're thinking of someone else.
Okay.
Dude, I watched Life of Brian last night.
Nice.
Not you, Brian.
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've heard of all the Monty Pythons and the things and the whatnot.
Man.
But so, hey, look, Lady in the Lake, glowy sword.
But yeah, I like the way she's vaguely mermish, but not necessarily.
No,
Like, she
but
could...
it's
What?
she could. It looks like this could go either way. It could be benevolent, or it could be like, come here, get the sword, and then they like drag you under, because there's just enough like otherworldliness to her that you're not sure if this is actually a boon or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's another picture we'll get to in a little bit that has another mermish person on it, and it looks similar.
Can we say mermish, by the way? Is that allowed?
It's okay, I'm one of them, so
Yeah, we're taking it
I
back.
can use that word. I don't know about you.
Taking it back. Oh my god. So yeah, I think it was Bill who said he really likes that she's not like an obvious typical mermaid. She could be cuz okay, let's go fantasy real quick.
Mhm.
When you say the fae in magic, people think of fairies. Like that are small and have flash and have wings
Mhm.
and zot people.
Yeah, top tier deck. Yeah.
Yeah. But in general fantasy, the fae can refer to more
A
than
whole
just
lot of
little
stuff.
fairy people. Yeah.
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 It's just magic folk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elves, fairies, goblins, selkies, whatever.
Yeah. And Bill really appreciated that she looked like she was of the fae without being a, normal fairy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next we've got the woman who kissed the statue and brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's sucking the life out of someone and turning them into a statue.
Could be, but
That is-
the mood of the
Yeah.
mood of the art kind of makes me think it's more Chewie's interpretation.
It probably is.
I mean, I'm all about subversion, but the
But I
tone
don't think
of
this set is about subversion. I think this set is about the celebration.
the light playing down her hair onto her back, and it just looks very life affirming.
So
And that's how they get you.
Mike does not trust anybody.
That's how he's still
Somebody's like-
alive.
Somebody's like, "Hey, you want a cookie?" He's like, "No, what's wrong with you? What's in that cookie?"
Well, I was just thinking that the Gorgon effect that we've seen historically in Magic is they destroy the creature, right?
Yeah. Mostly.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if there was something where this would be sort of like a naturalize, where it removes things like O-rings or
Could be a
like
natural
lockdown
effect.
spells.
Could be a return creature from your graveyard to your hand kind of thing.
Yeah, it
Even
could be destroy an enchantment, yeah.
Gain some life. Who knows?
This could be a hybrid color because the white is very dominant or very prevalent.
The
in
white
it.
and there's a lot of white. There's a lot of green.
Mhm.
So who knows? Yeah, it's pretty.
It's definitely pretty. All right, next. Oh, we've got the
Cannot say the same thing about this art.
evil.
Evil stepsister
stepmother,
with
yeah.
or
I don't-
evil stepmother.
the wicked
with
stepmother,
the-
yeah.
I haven't seen this art yet. This is not the same mood as the last card at all.
Is it like a bat dog hybrid?
Yeah,
Look at
that's a
her.
weird bat
I
talk.
mean, it is now.
But look at her face. It's just like she hates everything about you, but she almost doesn't even have time to hate you. This makes me feel inadequate in like, I don't like this art.
There's a cup motif
She's
on her
judging me.
clothes and in the art behind her.
Yeah. That does
Oh,
make
and
me
there's-
wonder.
There's a slave washing the floor, or maybe that's a
Is this the queen? Is this the Queen of Cups? Is there a tarot theme in here?
It makes me
Uh-huh.
wonder, since we had it looks like one prominent figure that was circles was the motif. Then you said the triangles. I wonder if the different colors correspond to certain symbols that we're going to see
I mean,
show up.
these are awfully prominent. This is not just like, oh, she's wearing one thing. She's got this in her hair or in her headdress. It's on the window behind her. It's on her sleeve. And then the circle lady from earlier. Yeah. So I wonder if it's a house thing.
Yeah, and that's a
Maybe.
good point. Is it a color, a house? Is it what it is? If it's going to be that, then that means there's going to be a watercolor.
There's a
marking on the
little
cards.
there's a little cup on her dog bat thing's
Like
outfit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little too low for it to be like on the dog collar. It's actually embroidered into its chest. How'd you like to have that job? Make my dog bat things clothes.
Hi, Cinderella. I'm sorry it took Brian so long to see you back there.
Took me a little while. Yeah, sorry.
Poor Cinderella. I mean, whatever her name is. This woman frightens me. Can we go? Are we good?
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Absolutely.
Keep
Yeah.
moving. I'm telling you, she's judging me.
Basic lands.
Yay, basic
These
lands.
are
This
Are
one's
that-
pretty.
okay. It doesn't
That's-
say basic land. It says land arts. But
Okay.
I mean, these look pretty basic.
do
Well,
they like pumpkin spice
the-
and avocado toast?
the first one is interesting because doesn't it look like there's a wolf head pointing up in the air?
Ah,
You know,
now,
in
that,
the background.
now that you say it, I
Yes, it
can't not
does.
see it.
What are we
I
talking
see
about?
that now.
Oh,
There's looks
the-
like a snake on the cliff to the right. Like a bear?
I don't
Oh,
see
I-
this. I don't see a snake, but I definitely
Like
see
if you look at the
wolf.
rock.
I see the wolf
Howling.
head.
Yeah, howling.
Yeah, I see the wolf head on the left, and I see the rock he's talking about that looks like it could be a cobra's head.
I guess I see that maybe.
Yeah, I just don't. It's. This is very. I don't know if this is going to be a basic land.
I mean, it's not quite an island; it's a peninsula, right? Because unless we're taking
yeah.
Yeah,
the shot
I mean,
from
it's the Twitter post after this that makes me think that these are basics.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because the next it has 4 pictures here because Twitter can hold 4 pictures per tweet. The next tweet says, "You didn't think we'd forget about the forest," and there's 1 picture, which leads me to believe that these are basics.
Okay.
So there's that one. Here is, I guess this would be the plane.
This would be the plains.
Mhm.
Oh, stop giving me all this awesome art. I mean, no, don't. But
Poppy fields.
Yeah, maybe.
What in the hell is going on in the sky, though? I don't think I want to be out in that particular. It looks like whatever this light thing here is blowing away this darkness, and
Yeah.
and revealing all these flowers.
The mirror picture from earlier.
What about it?
Because you see like the star motif and everything inside of this the ball and everything. Let me go back to the picture from earlier. Because I'm wondering if that's similar to like stars or I mean there's light beams and everything with it. But it seems like there's like a light source that's sort of radiating out. And that's sort of, remember the mirror we said earlier that there's like the light radiating from a mirror and everything against the person. Not quite match up though, but
No, I think you're You might
I'm
be
looking
reaching
too
there.
much into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Skytonic says this reminds of the art for Holy Day, and I think maybe depending on, I think Holy Day was reprinted once or twice, but has this very ethereal, almost watercolor-ish feel to it, like you're
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, what's the next?
Next up, we have the swamp with its trees with glowing fruit.
Or giant lightning bugs? Probably fruit.
It's
I like
very,
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty.
Very creepy-ish.
Yeah. Like, this could totally have been art from the old Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and I'd be like, yeah. That's a movie I'm probably not going to see. Because that book, when I was little, scared the crap out of me. I'm just
It's
saying.
scary stories to listen to or to read in the dark. How do you read it in the dark, though?
When you're with your mom yelling at you, turn on the light, you're gonna hurt your eyes. Anyway, next we have the mountain, we think, which
Yeah, seems that way.
is
Looks like it.
very pointy mountainy with a little settlement of some kind, maybe?
I'm not sure what's going on in this art.
I don't know, it's very small. Maybe.
It's very small. It doesn't look super stable, but those buildings have clearly been there for a while. Those are not like tents. So, it's awfully bright. I guess we were just looking at a swamp, but
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, next. Oh, that's it. And this tweet. And then this one that the tweet said. Hello? The tweet says, don't worry, we didn't forget this MTG Eldraine forest. So, if this isn't the very, like, definition of a fantasy forest,
Fairy tale for, yeah.
like, you've got thorns and mushrooms and overgrown structures, and it's very big and green and bright, and the trees are funny shaped. Yeah.
But there's also the winding path through the forest. It's not just like overgrown.
Yeah.
There's always got a, in fairy tales, you're always going somewhere. There's always a journey, and so it may be dangerous, but there's the path. It may not take you where you want to go, but there you go.
Yeah. This is very pretty.
Yep, I like it. You get him? I just feel like I'm saying that I like it, but it's true. I do.
All right, now we get some really creepy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, we've got the. Well, I'm gonna call her the evil queen with the apple, but she's got like baby arms coming out from under her hood, and I am uncomfortable.
She's got lots of bells. I'm
She has
still
lots
ever
of
since
bells.
ever since Mike pointed out the cups and the circles and the triangles, I'm looking more for that stuff. So bells hanging every which way, and you can look at you can see the trees from the basic swamp.
Yeah.
With the lights. So yeah, there's a couple things to unpack here, but I mean, at the core, yes, it's the evil queen transformed into a hag with the poison apple.
And and the baby arms.
And the baby arms. Yes.
My name is 14. So she's just 3 doom whisperers in a trench coat.
They're kind of stacked on top of each other. You said it's my turn to be the head.
Oh, that's gross. All right, she scares me. Moving on. Oh, then we've got
The aerial.
the aerial
Yeah.
mermish
So-
person looking
yeah.
at the human version, or some sort of dark reflection. I don't know. There's a lot to that you could talk about here.
I mean, you could say that it's almost over the shoulder of the mermish person, so it's probably her looking into some kind of special mirror. I want to point out that this looks a whole lot like the style of the one we saw a couple pictures ago holding the sword, so it's very consistent with the coloring and all that. So,
Purple skin and the red hair. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Although this one has webbed fingers and
I don't think the other one did.
It did
and,
not.
and like fins
Okay.
coming off of her arms, whereas the other one didn't. But
Okay.
that's probably just differences in the artist if they are and supposed to be. Because I think the ears were the same, and the skin tone is the same, and the hair is the same. So
Were the eyes green, glowing green?
maybe.
But this definitely seems a play on, the Little Mermaid kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where'd she go? There she is. No, the eyes were glowing yellow in the other one. Ugh. But yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yep.
Oh, is it the same artist? I just pulled it up, but I didn't look at the artist. It is the same artist. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe that artist just likes purple skin and red.
That is also a possibility. All right, next, run as fast as you can. This little thing scares me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen this blown up like this before. The lady that's looking out the window.
Yeah, she's afraid too.
Yeah.
She's like, what hellish monstrosity just ran past my window or out of my window?
Yeah. Yeah. If she didn't decorate him so creepy like, she might not be having this problem.
Mm-hmm.
In
Do
the
you
original,
like the way that his not my gumdrop buttons are spiky?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, come on, man.
In the original story, they bake him, and the lady that made him and her husband chase him because they want to eat him. They kind of start the whole, like, come back here, we want to eat you thing. She doesn't look like she's gonna go running after him.
Yeah.
I mean, just think if you you're making gingerbread men, you're making cookies, and like your hand slipped when you were decorating one, and you looked like that, and you're like, oh well, screw it, and you put him in the oven, and you open the oven, and he goes finally and jumps out the window. That's the same look you'd have on your face. You'd be like,
But he also took your pie.
you knocked the pie off of the windowsill, man. What a dick move.
Stomped right in the middle
I was
of
saying,
it.
it looks like he stepped in it. Yeah. Man, screw you, Gingerbread Man. You're a jerk ass. Is that the same pie as the other art? No, I don't think so. That one had the cross hatching on it. This has just the little, I don't know what it's called.
Vents, yeah.
Yeah, little pie vents. Also, that's a different person, I think. So let's not get hung up on trying to draw conclusions.
This is not an O-ring effect.
I think that's a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're just
gonna
move on.
Next.
Yes, Goldilocks is a bear trapping badass.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Threaten to eat me, will you?
Got a giant bear trap, not to mention the 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 bears on the back wall. Poor little baby bear was just right for her wall.
Yeah, I like Goldilocks. I can't wait to see what this card is. We know this is one of the new storybook cards, but we don't know what that means yet, as of this recording.
Tap. Destroy target creature that's a 2/2 for 2.
So yeah. And that look, that cold, dead look she's giving you.
Yeah. This is not some scared girl. She's seen some stuff. She's come back.
Yeah. Don't ask her about the stuff she's seen. Just don't. Okay, we're going to get away from her because she actually scares me. Now here we have a planeswalker.
Yes.
This Red Riding Hood. This is Rowan Kenneth. And
We've
if your
seen
first
her
response
before.
is to go, who? You're forgiven.
Battle Bond.
Battle Bond, that's right.
Yeah, she was one of the twins, Will and Rowan Kenneth from Battle Bond.
They were
And
perfect.
I like that she's got the Red Riding Hood thing going on.
Mm.
It's pretty neat.
Is that a circlet around her head?
Sure.
Yes.
Not a crown or a tiara. So
Sure.
that is a cool looking blade she's got. It doesn't have much of a like guard on the hilt.
Nope.
And she's got sparkly fingers. She's like Jubilee.
Jubilee. Hang on, let's pull up Scryfall. And let's go Rowan Kenneth. So if you look at her art in Battle Bond, you can see the same sword and the same sparkly fingers. And even in the alternate art, same sword, same sparkly fingers.
Cool.
Mm.
So what did she do in Battle Bond?
She was fire.
She makes things attack.
Yeah.
She 3 damage to each tapped creature a player controls, and her big thing was target player gets an emblem with whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, copy it. So, neat.
Yeah, but like I said, same sword, same glowy fingers.
Do we know if her brother is in the set as well?
Yes. Another question that Rosewater answered.
Okay.
Will is in the set.
Cool.
We're hoping he's dead. Some of us in the Discord server, and she's out to, kick ass and take names, and she's all out of bubblegum or something.
They got tricked by the gingerbread house, and the witch put him in the pie.
Oh,
Yeah.
and now he's exiled. Yep.
But so there's that, and then there's this art,
Mm-hmm.
which is some key art for what was that? Saint Seagal subbed for the 5th month in a row. And he says, and as no one ever would be surprised, Seb McKinnon has once again made another slam dunk home run. Yeah.
Yep.
This art. This is some key art for the set. And you've got the weird spirit girl hugged up against the Snow White dude. Because look, he took a bite of the apple and he done be done passed out.
Yep.
Except there's thorns, so he's kind of Sleeping Beauty-ish. Except he's not very pretty, but, we won't hold it against him. It's in the eye of the beholder. Oh, and look, what's the symbol on his... It's a flower. Or it's a fan blade.
Nope, it's the same one on the circle lady.
Oh, I guess he does have this circle. I meant that circle there.
If you check the circle lady, it's the same one because it's a bunch of circles.
Yeah, but Chewy's talking about that.
That
It
flower
almost looks
looking
like-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it almost
the one
looks
that
like
looks
like
clover. Yeah. Hers are just kind of circles.
Yeah, he's
This
got a
is-
circle here and a circle there, but I'm talking about this that looks like... It looks like fan blades, honestly.
Yeah. He looks like his armor looks like it's the same as the knights in the guys standing around in a circle pointing their swords in art. Looks like the same kind of armor.
Sort of, kind of, a little bit.
If you look at it, because you get a different perspective of it because all the knights are standing around. So,
Oh, yeah, but his sword has 3 circles on it, too, so yeah.
and of course the structure of the castle and the gap is very reminiscent of the magic symbol that they're using now, the planeswalker symbol.
I mean, it is the Planeswalker symbol.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's the point.
I know it is.
But yeah,
I'm stating the obvious.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I really hope this gets put on a normal playmat for people to buy and have.
So you said this is key art, so does that mean it's not going to be on an actual card? It's just for
this
promotion?
isn't card art.
Okay.
But look at that. Double up. Sorry. Oh, and that's all we have for art. Oh.
That is it.
Oh.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, well, the set doesn't come out until September.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Like we don't get, so we haven't been
Yeah.
shown any card. Well, we weren't shown any cards at the SDCC panel. We were just shown art and one card, two different versions of a card frame.
yes.
And because remember, we still have Commander previews, which start at the beginning of August. I think at Gen Con is when they start. Is that right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, for everyone that is sick of never-ending preview season, like I am, it's cool. We got a few weeks off. Although no one cares about M20 anymore. They're like, we're gonna just chill on the previews and let M20 sink in, and everyone's like, Eldraine! So, whatever. But...
What an unexpected turn of events when you're giving us all this stuff all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. So let's go up here to a couple tweets up and look at these. So here's Goldilocks again, right?
Yeah.
Remember her?
Right.
Well, here's Goldilocks in her frame. You can see she costs a green, she's a 1/2, and there's something over here for 5 green. And that's literally all we know. This is some new mechanic, new thing, right? But this is
Yes.
what the frame looks
Right.
like. Pretty sweet.
Yep.
But this is the showcase version. More on that in a minute. But the showcase version is much more ornate, very storybooky, and has alternate art,
Yes.
which is even more sadistic.
Yeah, I mean, the original art, you're like, okay, I get what's going on here. In the alternate art, she's standing on a bare rug, and she's holding what looks like a bloody cleaver. And
Yeah.
Well, she has a bloody sword at the other one.
But it's
Okay.
just got, like, some flecks of blood on it. This one has, like, meat on it.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I see
and
the meat now.
well, and the funny thing is, the alternate art, to my mind, actually makes her look shorter. Makes her
Shorter
look
and younger, yeah.
smaller, yeah. Which, okay.
Disturbing! So, yeah. Starks just said, this art is a little over the top for me. Yeah, I actually like this art better, the original art. What with the bears in the background is something you could miss the first time if you're just
Yeah.
like, whoa, check
It's-
her out.
It's understated a bit. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I get what's going on here. The second one is like, maybe you didn't get it. I killed these bears.
Oh my
Dead.
God. JD
Me.
Phoenix pointed out there are 3 bowls on the table too. Oh my God! Huh?
Mm,
Wait, so did she take over their house?
I was just saying, is
That's-
this their house?
Yeah.
What the hell, Goldilocks? You
Where's the
freaking
third
psycho!
Oh, it's the claws around her shirt on her shirt.
yeah,
Gotcha.
the third bear is a coat. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't see that either.
Next.
What the
Next.
hell?
Next. Please.
Oh, and there's the full art. Okay, I didn't realize the full art was a thing we could see. Yeah, that's way
Oh.
more disturbing.
And the eyes on the bear rug are, just
Mm-hmm.
next.
Jesus.
Like the like Shirley Temple kind of cuteness with
Whoopie-doo.
Jeffrey Dahmer
Yeah.
in terms of sadisticness.
Buh. I
Would
am
you
not.
like to know how I killed them?
I...
Mostly.
No, actually, I would like to go home now. Huh. All right. Well, that's what
That's
we
a
have.
great one to. Thanks
Yeah.
for ending on that, by the way. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So let's go into Rosewater's article. Now, we did this on Monday Night Magic, but that was more news. We're gonna go into some other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Throne of Eldraine, very pretty. Here's the art we've seen already. Okay, so we're getting new treatments on cards that aren't new.
Yeah.
So we've already got the borderless tokens. We got those with M20.
20. Yep.
Mm,
Borderless planeswalkers are not new. They're from the Mythic editions, and they get alternate
Right.
art.
Mm-hmm.
And then extended art frames have the same art, but they have well, no borders. It's been extended.
Yeah.
And these are from like the Ultimate Masters box toppers. Remember those?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are two of the new things that will be in, starting with Throne of Eldraine. And then we get the showcase frames, which this is the original storybook frame. And then this is the showcase frame, as we said before. Showcase frames are going to be set specific and schmancy.
Right.
Fancy schmancy.
Think of it as a way to do masterpieces, but to do them in a way where the average player will actually get to see some.
Maybe.
Kind of, sort of. I realize it's not a direct analogy because we're talking about cards that are actually in the set, but it's just like purdied up. It doesn't change the way the card works.
Correct.
Yeah.
I said so.
It's
Yeah.
neat.
They're set specific, so there'll be something new for each set, and this is what they're going to look like in Throne of Eldraine. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Or at least that's what the storybook cards will look like in Throne of. I don't know if they're saying that. Oh, for every card in the set that has this mechanic, there will exist a showcase version of the card that appears less frequently. Oh, okay. So maybe it is just these cards.
Looks that way, yeah.
Yeah, showcase cards in common, uncommon, rare, and mythic rare.
Yeah, who did we lose?
Mike.
Dang it, Mike. I miss Mike. Sorta. So, there you go.
Yep.
Last set, I hope the different colors have different borders. I am almost certain that the treatment around each one will be a different for each color.
I would hope so.
Because then you can't really do the leaves in black and have it not look
Weird.
dumb.
And you can't really do this frame, but just change the leaves to black because that's going to be...
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. I think you have to, right?
I hope so. So, all right, then we get boosters. There will be 3 different flavors of boosters in Magic sets for now, going forward.
Yep. This is not unique to Throne of Eldraine. This is going
Throne
forward.
of Eldraine is the first.
Yes.
So we've got draft boosters, which we all know and love. This is boosters. This is a booster pack. They're just changing the name.
It's a booster pack. 15 cards, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, same as always. Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Theme boosters, which we've seen before. In Guilds of Ravnica, they had the guild boosters. Yes, you did. Yeah, oh. He can't hear us. Yup. Mike just typed, did I drop from the call? Well, I don't know. Can you hear us? Goober?
So they've had theme boosters since the most recent Ravnica sets, right? And
I know they were in guilds. Were they in...
I want to say that they were in...
Allegiance?
I think so, yeah. I don't know if they were in War of the Spark.
Oh, they weren't in War of the Spark, no.
Okay. But
So,
it made sense. It made sense in the Ravnica sets.
Blocks.
Right, because it's like, hey, you like these colors and they're tied together thematically.
Wait,
Here's just a little booster of just them.
Stark just said they were in War of the Spark. Really?
Were they?
Huh.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
What?
Well, I've never actually
flavors?
bought a theme booster.
Holy God, Stark. Don't
Oh, jeez, man.
Stark trying to drop a link. I bet that's from Google image search.
It did not work at all.
Don't ever right click and get the image, link to image from a Google image search, because you will get a giant wall of stupid.
It looked like he was cursing at us. It's really...
Yes, there was a theme booster packs. If you go to the products War of the Sparks, it gives you the different ones.
Oh, they were colors.
Yeah.
This is a thing that completely escaped me. I don't think I knew about these at all.
I have never bought one. It's not that I'm like, I hate them. I just haven't bought one. So,
Okay, so in Ravnica Allegiance and Guilds of Ravnica, they were guild boosters. So each set had 5 guilds. You bought a guild booster. That was the theme. In War of the Spark,
Yay!
they're colors. There was a theme booster for each color.
Right.
That's news to me, so thank you, chat.
They're still random. It's not like these are pre-constructed decks.
Yeah, but they're all on theme. So in
Right.
this case, in like the black theme booster, you're only going to find like black and artifact cards.
Right.
Well, black and colorless cards, I guess.
Yeah.
There's Mike. Maybe?
There's Mike.
Yeah.
Now there he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
We're talking about theme boosters.
Mike, did you know that the theme boosters were in War of the Spark?
No.
See? So it's not just me.
What were they themed
The
for?
colors.
Colors.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I had no idea.
We learned something today. Thank you, chat.
Oh, yeah, since Mike probably missed it, since chat doesn't update when your internet's out. There you go. Stark gave us that picture. So yeah, this is the thing we've seen before. They have 35 cards, and they're based on a theme. In Throne of Eldraine's case, it's going to be like War of the Spark. Each theme is a color. But again, in the 2 Ravnica sets, the themes were the guilds. And they can be whatever the hell theme they want, because, based on whatever the set's needs are. So if they ever did, a return to Tarkir, never mind. If they ever did like a return to Alara, then they could have the shard-based theme boosters. I was going to say Tarkir could be wedges, but no, they wiped the good timeline out. So yeah, that's that. But these are, like I said, 35 cards. They're all on theme. These are more focused toward, like, targeted at casual players who just want more cards for their deck. Like,
I don't think I was aware that there were theme boosters for Guilds of Ravnica either.
see, those I knew about. The guilds in I was pretty sure they're in Allegiance, but it wasn't coming to me. But I had no idea there were any in War of the Spark. So that's weird. So yeah, these aren't new, is the point. They're just gonna be a thing now. They've been a thing for the last year, and if you didn't notice, I guess that's okay. We didn't either. But now the controversial one, the collector booster.
Is this actually controversial?
Oh yeah, dude. We had to endure 20 minutes on Monday Night Magic. 20 minutes of clues. Literally 20 minutes. I looked. Of clues ranting about these.
See, I was watching Monday Night Magic on Tuesday this week because I was interested in some of this discussion. I had to leave before he was done, not because I'm like, oh, I disagree, although quite frankly, I did disagree with some of the stuff he was saying, not because I don't like clues, I didn't agree, but it was just getting late. I had to go to bed, so I didn't hear the conclusion of that. I didn't know, but you say controversial, I didn't know that there were people that agreed with him.
Oh, yeah. So, Clues' rant is about the fragmentation of Standard and how there are things that are legal in Standard that you can't just get in a set. Like the Buy a Box promo. And
That is a little annoying.
Card. It is, but for the vast majority of the time, it literally doesn't matter. In fact, it has mattered exactly once.
For people who are serious about playing Standard, they'll know how to get the cards.
Yeah.
And
They'll go on StarCity.com and buy them.
We're not even talking about like 12 cards. We're talking about under 10 cards in Standard. But
Clues has a philosophical objection to it. And he had wine for dinner. So he went off. But this, if anything, alleviates some of his concerns.
Yes.
Because the collector booster is going to be limited run and more expensive, obviously. It says possibly range between $20 to $25 per booster. Now remember, they don't do MSRPs anymore.
Right.
So it's going to be based on what your store wants to sell them for, let's be real. But let's go through it real quick what you get. in the collector booster. So you get 1 rare or mythic rare with the extended art. So that's the same art, but blown out past the borders, right?
Right.
Okay.
Neat.
You get 1 foil rare or mythic rare. Cool. You get 9 foil commons and uncommons. Cool. You get 3 special frame cards. The special frame cards are the borderless planeswalkers that we showed before, which are new art with no borders. Okay. Or the showcase cards, like the
Goldilocks.
Like Goldilocks.
the storybook card here with Goldilocks, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. The one with the scary art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
And let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. And then 1 ancillary card. We'll get to that in a second. And 1 foil token. The only place to get the foil tokens is in the collector booster. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Not my foil token.
Okay, now the draft booster, which is the normal booster that we get nowadays, has the possibility of containing borderless planeswalkers or showcase cards. Okay? In Throne of Eldraine specifically, there are no non-foil, common showcase cards in booster packs. So, if you're going to get a common showcase card in a draft booster, it's going to be shiny.
Okay.
But all the other showcase cards, you have a possibility of getting shiny or not. Right? Right.
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 And
Calling
also the
yourself
borderless planeswalker cards. That's really cool. That'd be a hell of a thing to open it up at. That's sort of like the old masterpieces, but probably way, way not that rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are that rare. I don't know. They haven't released numbers.
Wasn't
So-
there something else in here that said they're upping the appearance of mythics?
Oh, yeah.
A
You
little
do
bit.
get more, not mythics, foils.
Foils.
Oh, foils.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Fo-
Foils.
Mythics stay 1 and 8. Foils you actually stand to get more of per booster pack.
Yeah. It was 1 in 67 cards. Now it's 1 in 45 for a foil.
1 and 40.
And that
Right.
actually happened with M20. So this is, again, not new.
Yeah, a lot of this was like, hey, guess what? We're already doing this. So
Yeah. So the ancillary card slot in the collector booster is actually my favorite. Because it says this slot is for new cards that are connected to the set but don't appear in draft boosters. So, what does that mean? Well, all the things that annoy clues about the fragmentation of standard. Cards from the Planeswalker decks. You can only get those in the Planeswalker decks. Or in the collector booster. The Buy a Box promo. Formerly, you could only get it, not counting the
From
secondary market, obviously, by buying a box.
right.
Which means if you didn't get it when the set came out, you didn't get it. And you had to go to the secondary market. But, also the cards from the Brawl decks, which are a new thing that we'll get to in a few minutes, but there are more
Oh,
cards that are going to be standard legal that aren't in normal booster packs. They're only in the Brawl decks and in the collector booster. So yeah, it says this slot is going to be the catch-all for mechanically unique cards. Mechanically unique cards is their word for not a reprint. So like
right.
Nexus of Fate is a mechanically unique card. The Tezzeret from War of the Spark is a mechanically unique card. The Angel
Fire
from
Song
M20
and Sunspeaker and yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
was it
Mhm.
Fire Song and Sunspeaker or Sun Song and Fire Speaker?
I
think you were-
Fire Song and Sunspeaker.
Oh. Yeah, that's what Brian said. Yeah, okay.
It's not going to be the nth rendition of Windrake with a different name. That's not mechanically unique.
Right. So
What if it's legendary? Legendary Windrake.
Then yes.
Oh my god. And then again, the foil token is the only place to get, or the foil token is only going to be in the collector boosters. Oh, it says, note this slot is only tokens and not any other type of cards such as emblems that show up in the token slot in draft boosters. Oh, that's cool.
Why wouldn't an emblem count as a token?
Because it's not a token. It's an emblem. Duh, Mike.
I
You
get
got me
Mike's
there.
point. Apparently, they're just saying it's not.
Yeah.
No emblems.
So yeah. So this helps alleviate some problems. For instance, so you know how there was that one buy a box promo that became a standard staple?
Mhm.
Nexus of Fate.
Yeah, Nexus of Fate. You know how many ways you can get Nexus of Fate?
A bajillion.
No. How many states it exists in?
Oh, just one.
Just one, and that's foil, which causes problems in tournaments, and you have to like get your either, as I saw it, like a Mythic Championship, you have to get a judge to shuffle your deck for you, or you have to be playing with proxies. Either way, it involves judges, like at tournaments, and it's just
Special
a pain in
judges
the
shoot
ass
proxies. Yeah.
for judges, really. And the only way the card exists is in foil, so it's not like there's something they can do about it. They have to just issue you proxies. So, but they're saying here that, well, they said it somewhere. These cards will be in non-foil. So this is a place that non-foil versions, in case they ever do... Yeah, hell yeah. In case they ever do screw up and print another standard staple as a buy a box promo, this will help alleviate the problem of them only existing in foil.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
So, yeah. Like, it's not going to solve the problem, but the fact that they exist in non-foil is going to be pretty sweet. So, like, I don't think they've said this, but the collector boosters, I'm pretty sure, are replacing, like, the Mythic Edition. You know, that thing that is only available for a few minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's well,
And
air
then,
quotes available. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2 out of 3 times it crashes horribly and causes a giant mess and apparently a frivolous lawsuit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be a thing for the collectors, for the people that want to get special shiny things, and that's that.
This literally, there are no cards that are being introduced into standard that are only available through this booster. There are perhaps versions of these cards that are only available through this booster, like foil tokens or non-foil buy a box. But there's not a single card for standard they are printing that is only available through this type of booster. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yay!
As of right now, as of what we know anyway.
So, great. Then I don't see how this can be a problem. This is just an alternate product for people that want to invest a little more and get some shiny things. A little bit like playing the lottery, but you know, every booster pack is playing the lottery a little bit.
Exactly.
Like somebody said in the chat on Monday Night Magic, you know, booster packs were the original loot boxes because that's what it is. If you're really concerned with what you get, go to your local game store and buy singles.
Yeah.
Don't crack a box looking for that one, $15 rare. Unless you want to buy a box, in which case, go nuts. But I don't see this as being controversial. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's the same as the Mythic Edition. If the Mythic Edition pissed you off because it existed, well, it sucks to be you, I guess. Like, I can't afford it, but I didn't get pissy because other people could.
Yeah, I didn't buy it, but I don't.
What?
If somebody else
Whatever you're
wanted
doing,
it,
please mute.
thank you. Dirk, you haven't muted yet.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, we're saying whatever you're doing, please mute.
Oh.
It's loud.
Sorry.
It sounds like you're. I don't even know.
Dirk's like, no, I'm paying attention.
For,
No, you're not.
for once, we're
Dragging
like,
a Snickers
Dirk,
wrapper over the microphone.
that's what it sounded like. most of the time we're like, hey, Dirk, you're muted. And this time we're like, Dirk, you're not muted. Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Dirk, are you opening a collector booster?
Actually, no, I'm not.
Crap.
So, yeah. So, again, if you want to get this, great. I've never bought a From the Vault. I have never bought Mythic Edition or really anything like that. I bought a couple boosters here and there of like what's the Modern Masters and things like that, and have them unopened to just kind of like let them percolate for a while. But usually I don't go in for a lot of the specialty products. I could see myself going like, hey, this is neat. Maybe buying a booster or two of this if I feel like it might be cool to do that. Because it's not the same commitment as buying like a From the Vault, which is much more expensive. So
Yeah, and it's basically the equivalent of buying, 5 or 6 packs, depending if they think that price range per pack is accurate. The $20 to $25. It's like buying 5, 6, 7 packs, depending. And if you're not particularly interested in just getting a bunch of commons you don't care about for that money, then you might as well get a collector booster instead if you're just looking for random fancy stuff.
yeah, sure. Or if you don't want the fancy stuff, then just don't buy the booster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's
Enough of that
it's
nonsense.
a new, and they say limited run, but we don't know how limited that is. I mean, the master sets were limited run at first, right? Wasn't the first one?
I think so.
Or were they
Yeah.
just more expensive?
I think they didn't want to put too many. They wanted to increase the number of modern cards that were in circulation, but not to the point that they were going to devalue the collection. So I think they made a point of saying limited, but I don't think they kept that up with subsequent masters. I don't think.
Yeah.
Right, but ultimately, again, you've always still got your regular booster packs. So, sorry, draft packs. But that is how you should be using them anyway. Drafting.
Yeah.
Next.
Crack jokes, not packs. Unless you're my mom, in which case, let her open a pack. And hey, if anyone ever wants to send me some multiple of $25 to get mom to open collector boosters, go for it. We'll make that happen. So yeah, Planeswalker decks are back, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's not new.
Yeah, Brawl decks are new, and there's going to be 4 different decks, 7 new mechanically unique cards per deck. I think they said there are 20 total new cards. So there will be 20 cards that are Brawl cards, 2 of which we've seen, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yep.
And then the bundle. Hey, you remember the bundle? Used to be called a fat pack. They still do those.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's what they call fat packs now. So
yeah. So now you get 10 draft boosters, which 20 foil basic lands, 20 regular basic lands. All right, and 1 bundle promo. The promo is a card from the set that has alternate art in a normal frame. So this alternate art card will be unique to the bundle. It's not even in the collector booster, but it's not a mechanically unique card. It's just a different version. Like the old Buy a Box promos. Remember those?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Mike is unenthusiastic.
Well, no, it took me a while to figure out what the heck was going on with the description of what the card was. I'm like, wait, is that? But
Some of these descriptions are a bit wordy, so
Yeah. It makes sense to the person writing it.
Yeah. So
And I mean-
let's say the now again, this is just me making stuff up, but let's say that the bundle promo is Goldilocks' trap. And the art is Goldilocks' trap, and it's just sitting there. And the bundle promo version is Goldilocks' trap with a bear's head in it. See, that version with the bear's head in the trap is only going to be in the bundle. But the less gory version will be in booster packs. You're good. You're fine. All right,
Got
we good? We good.
Yes.
And then promo packs are things that we already have. These are what are given to stores to give out instead of like the F&M promos and all that stuff. It's just all of these things.
Yeah, it's
Right.
basically a new way to do F&M promos.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is 14S. Interesting question. It's the same question I had. It says this started with M20, but what was the bundle promo for M20? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I didn't know there was a bundle promo in M20. If there was. Unless they just mean... No, because it says this is the latest version that started with Core 2020. Huh. I don't know. Someone looked that up.
Looking.
Oh, Brian's looking.
Chandra-
Oh, it
also
was
looking.
Chandra's Regulator. I didn't realize
Oh,
that
it was
was...
Chandra's Regulator.
Inside, you'll find a very special promo version of Chandra's Regulator.
Yeah,
There
I
you
did
go.
not realize that was a bundle promo. I remember seeing the Regulator's alt art and going, cool, but it didn't register what that was in. Okay, thank you, chat, and Mike, and Brian, and everybody.
Chat is helpful.
But not Dirk.
Nope.
No. Oh, he's not muted.
Nope.
So yeah, now, for Throne of Eldraine, if you go do the buy box thing, you get your buy box promo, and you get one collector booster. So I'm sure that Throne of Eldraine is going to sell 12 ass loads of boxes just because you get a free booster.
Which, you know, I'm sure Wizards would be torn up about this totally coincidental, you know,
Yeah.
coincidence.
I'm also sure that
That's a
card
$20
shops
to
won't-
$25 value for free.
Yeah, I'm
That's
also
actually
sure
pretty
that they won't add $20 or $25 to the cost of your box.
No, they never do that.
No,
Well, depending
never.
on your LGS, yeah.
Oh yeah, and one more thing, the player spotlight card is a card in the set that has the current world champion's likeness on it. So it's not an invitational because they didn't design the card, but they're in the art, which is freaking awesome.
And they will consult with R&D on its selection. So it's not like they're designing it, but still, it's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
probably
always a
one of
fan-
these things like, hey, which one of these cards do you want to be on? And they're like, ooh, that one.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
Yeah, I was always a fan of the invitational cards. So
Oh yeah, those are some of my favorite and also least favorite cards ever. But I think I said all this on Monday Night Magic, so apologies to those that listened twice. But I really, it's bothered me for a while that the world champion of Magic gets the big paycheck, and then everyone forgets who they are. Like, okay, chat, don't answer yet. Dorks, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Bill and Clues. Do you know who was the only back-to-back world champion we've ever had?
Was
Ty
that-
Bud?
Yuya Watanabe?
Nope.
No.
At least I don't know about only, but the most recent back-to-back.
Oh, was that Shahar Shenhar?
Oh, okay, Mike got it. Look at him.
Do you remember how they used to do the player cards? They looked a little bit like baseball collector's cards.
Yeah.
And they were
Yep.
boosters.
And they did it
Um,
for like one set.
No,
They did
No,
it
they
for
did it for a while.
They did
for
it
a while.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
3 or 4 years, I think, because there were 3 or 4 different series of them.
Yeah, but then they stopped because
Everyone just threw them away.
that's what happened to a lot of them.
Yeah.
They were trying to get people to
Care about the players. Or the
care about
pros.
the player.
To
I
have,
think
to have more awareness of.
Yeah.
I think that's noble. I think
Oh, yeah.
to say, you know,
Oh, yeah.
hey, these are the people that have done well playing the game that you like, you know. But I don't know that the execution was as good as it could have been. So here's
Or
a
maybe
different
the
way to do
timing
that.
was off.
Yeah.
Just maybe, I don't know. I know a lot of people love them, but most people didn't. But yeah, so now if you win the world championship, you get more than a big paycheck and an invite to next year's Worlds, which I don't even know if they get that anymore. They actually get to be featured on a Magic card, and I'm fairly certain that at the bottom of the card it'll say Player Spotlight,
Yeah, probably.
and that's really cool. That this is the thing the world champion gets, provided we still have world champions going forward. Because people that listen to this show might not know, but the whole state of organized play is unknown at best right now.
Yeah, it's a little wee.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, so there you go. We get essentially the only change to any of this is the collector booster, and the collector booster is hopefully, probably, potentially replacing the things like the Mythic Edition and the box toppers and the masterpieces. It's just all of that crap piled into one thing that you just buy if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of all of these other experiments that sort of worked here and there and others didn't work at all. You know.
Yeah.
Like they've done 3, I think, Mythic Editions. One of which went off mostly without a hitch. The other 2 were horrific, god-awful clown fiestas.
And the one that went off without a hitch, I don't think it sold its entire print run.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they all sold out. That one I don't remember hearing of any massive crashes or horror.
No, there was one. I can't remember which one. There was one where the eBay sale closed before they had finished selling them. It had been up long enough, and they just ended it.
Huh. Okay. No idea if that's accurate or if Mike is remembering some other thing or what. Because I swear that doesn't sound familiar. But I also don't pay attention. So, like, once it's out of the news, I stop thinking about it ever again.
I think it was Ravnica Allegiance.
That was the one that didn't have giant crashes. And,
Yeah.
Well, okay, as St. Seigel said, fewer dumpster fires. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that one also didn't end up selling its entire print run.
Whoops. That's kind of a problem. You know, a little bit.
Just a bit.
All right, then. So, dorks, what do we talk about? Oh, wait, no, we should talk about the Brawl cards.
Yes.
Duh.
I mean, yes.
All right. So we've got 2. First up is the one that is one of the ones that'll be in all 4 decks. So here, somebody read this. I had to read it last week.
The Arcane Signet. That would be the card you're referring to.
Yeah.
It costs 2. It is an artifact. It is common. So, like we said, like True said, it'll be in all the decks. And you tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. So, yeah, it's usable in Brawl. It's usable in Commander, EDH. And it's actually standard legal because all of the cards in the Brawl decks will be standard legal, which I think is great.
Although,
and
this card does literally nothing in standard.
It does. Now you too can play a 2/2, not a 2/2, sorry, just a 2-cost artifact with no drawback. So, but it isn't. So this lets them, make cards that you could play in standard, but you don't really want to, but you have the option. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, just to say that I have been a fan of Brawl since they came out with the format. A lot of people felt like it was dead because Wizards was like, here's a new format and there's no support. Gavin did say in here, in this article, as you may or may not know, it takes a long time for us to release sets. For example, we released War of the Spark in May 2019, and we started design work back in June 2016. So they came up with Brawl. They're like, this looks neat, and they kind of need to get community feedback on it. And by the time that they got enough feedback to be like, okay, here's stuff we're going to make for it, it had been a couple months, and people were like, oh, you're not doing anything. They gave up on it. But they didn't. So
it wasn't so much that they gave up on it; it's that no one wanted to play it. Like,
but it didn't help that they.
Brawl
it didn't
was
help
even
that it didn't look like there was
removed
any
from the competitive queues on Magic Online because no one was playing it. And I think this was even after Barrel Chief of Compliance was banned.
Yeah, but it might have just taken too long for them to address that problem.
Was it banned?
Yes, he got banned.
Okay.
Finally, yeah. So, but also Brawl is coming to Arena. So, and Arena is now, I don't have the numbers, but Arena has got to be the way that how many people play Magic now?
I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So, you've got product coming out to support Brawl. It's coming out on this medium that a lot of people use to play Magic. We're getting some infusion back in here. Whether or not people keep up with it is a separate question. Now, on the Twitter where I saw this announcement being made, kind of like the, swords are not ladies' swords form of government, I started counting the number of people that are like, okay, but can we not rotate Brawl, and stopped counting? And I'm like, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's
Yeah, it's not the point.
I mean, if you like Eternal EDH and Commander, play Commander. I have in front of me, because I was getting ready for this, I have my Brawl decks, and I currently have 6 Brawl decks. With another one I want to make, but that's not in right now. And of these, it looks like at least 5. Wait, how many decks did I say I had? 5, 6. At least 4 of these have commanders that are going to rotate out. And you know what? I'm okay with that. What I'll probably do is pick the one that I think was the most interesting to play and turn it into a commander deck. Mike, I think it might be the Muldrotha deck, which I think you got to play more than anybody else because you're Mike. And I think that one, Chewy, it will not be the white-black knight deck because that one just never did much. So it's a chance for me to be like, okay, do I just change the commander and try to keep the deck the same, or is it an excuse, because I'm always looking for one, to tear this deck apart and build new decks? Anyway, I like Brawl, and I'm going to be quiet now.
So yeah, Brawl being on Arena is what will probably keep Brawl around forever, because hey, it's a new way to play that's not the ladder.
Yeah.
So, yay. And then there's going to be a Brawl day, like a Brawl event at stores in October. So, going down to your LGS and hope it fires.
That'll be another interesting litmus test. And I think you'll probably have some places where you'll have multiple people, and you'll have other places where you'll have like no one, or that poor one guy that shows up.
So hey, there's another card.
There is, and it's neat.
This seems very Mike.
It does feel
Actually,
Mike.
it feels very all of us in its own
Yeah.
way. Mm-hmm. It's very strange. Hey, Dirk, you haven't said much. Why don't you read this guy?
All right. Chulain, Teller of Tales. For 2, green, white, blue. So for a grand total of 5 mana. He's a legendary human druid who's mythic and is a 2/4 with vigilance.
Yes! Keep going.
All right. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. I'm pretty sure this is as Dirk gets.
Yes.
Yeah, that part is super Dirk.
Oh, that's super Dirky. So, for 3 and tap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, everybody on this show loves Coiling Oracle, right? I mean, it's it's one of those things where it's just like, how do you do something better than Coiling Oracle?
If you're running a Simic deck, if you don't have one in, why are you even playing this deck?
This ability almost feels like a better Coiling Oracle, because it's very similar, except that if you didn't draw the land, you still get to put another land from your hand onto the battlefield. Yeah. With Coiling Oracle, it's just you only get to put that onto the battlefield if that card that you would draw would be a land. Also, this doesn't make you reveal the card you draw, because that's kind of how Coiling Oracle works. So yeah. If you like Coiling Oracle and you wish that all of your creatures were Coiling Oracles, then this seems good. I also like that the last ability, the pay 3 and tap to return a creature you control, is not sorcery speed. So, oh look, something's gonna die. No, it's not. Then I get to replay it for, the Coiling Oracle-esque effect. Plus, I'm sure you're gonna build this deck with enters the battlefield effects. So, yeah, I see this being awesome in Brawl and also awesome in Commander. The two are not unrelated. What do you think, Chewy?
Yeah, just all of that.
All right.
I hope that it's not good enough to see play in Standard, and I don't think it is.
No.
It would be
Probably
really. I mean,
It depends on whether there's some kind of ridiculous sequence of cheap creatures in Standard.
Yeah, where you got to basically play this and then play one or two other creature spells to get the effect.
Mm-hmm.
But
your faces are ridiculous. What?
But
my face is a ridiculous creature spell.
But I'm trying to think, like, for Standard, I was gonna say the mana cost is kind of restricted, but we are living in Standard with Shocklands, so but it is a 2/4 for 5. So
yeah. That's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot, and it's going to cost, quote unquote, more than 5 if you don't want to have to untap before you play a creature spell to get the effect. So, yeah, okay. I think Standard's safe with this guy.
Yeah. Okay then.
Neat. Again, I like Brawl. I think it's an interesting format, and anything that maybe gives people a chance to re-examine it, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I just think it's really funny that, like, the public at large gave up on Brawl. But because Gavin still works for WotC, he won't let it die.
It was a good idea. I like Brawl. I built a deck.
Yeah, Tiny Lasers was a good idea too, but no one cares anymore. And what's this new one that people play? Oathbreaker?
Oathbreaker, yeah.
That's another fad that will pass quickly.
What is CEDH or something?
Oh, that's one-on-one. Canadian EDH.
Competitive EDH.
I'm sorry,
okay, I saw it popping up a ton after the most recent banned and restricted announcement for Commander, where they were banning the engine, the Paradox engine.
There you go.
Oh yeah, because it's ridiculous.
Because it's ridiculous, and
it's dumb as hell.
It was already ridiculous without Urza, and then with Urza, it's just way over the top. And I saw my response was, yeah, that probably seems like a good idea to get rid of that. And they're banning one card out of its Commander. You have literally the entire volume of Magic cards. Okay, they're banning one card. And if all else fails, even the rules committee says this is a suggestion. Yes, if you go to events, you have to follow by this, but it's just a suggestion for your local play group. And the amount of blowback I saw on Twitter and on social media, and I kept seeing, like, the rules committee doesn't understand EDH, and I'm like, I don't understand what that is. So I want to make sure I ask somebody. The number of people that said they only ban cards that Sheldon doesn't like to see in his own play group, which I'm just like, it seems ridiculous. Anyway.
That's been a tired old accusation since the beginning.
Yes, since the beginning of having a ban list.
I was telling Chewy, we had a phone conversation a little while ago, since we didn't get to. It was during that time when we didn't have an episode because of the holiday and other stuff. That I found it interesting that Paradox Engine was like a $30 card, and when they made this announcement, the value tanked. And I find it really fascinating because, again, it's a banned and restricted list for a casual format. And if you want to change the way that works with your play group, that's fine. And so I thought it was really interesting that even with those things in place,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much following to Commander, and there's enough people that play it at GPs and other events, or just follow the banned and restricted list that closely, that it actually tanked the value of this card. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just think it's fascinating.
Well, even though the ban list for Commander is just a suggestion, I bet you the reason so many people follow it is because they get sick and tired of that nonsense too.
Well,
So,
there you go.
Yeah, if Paradox Engine gets banned, there's going to be a lot of people saying, "No, don't play that crap. It's banned."
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's a good excuse. Somebody's like, "Well, I want to play this Paradox Engine," and you're like, "Please don't." But at the same time, like I said, if you built the deck, and if you just want to see it go off one time, and your play group's like, "Yeah, sure," then that's up to them. If they're like, "No, we're good," then that's them too. So that's
Yeah, like the people that complain about the official Commander ban list don't seem to get the point. Like,
Yeah.
the Commander ban list is there so that there's like a unifying structure when you go play like in a Commander pod at a Magic Fest, or at your local game shop, or when you go to a new game shop. Like there's an underlying structure there to try to keep things friendly, because Magic players are gonna, gamers gonna game.
Yep.
And
It is what we do.
Yeah. If you can build some sort of horrible thing that is fun for you and makes everyone else miserable, lots of players are going to do that, and they're trying to minimize that when you're playing with strangers. But when you're just playing with the people that you play with, there is no ban list. You could ban or unban or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's what you all as a group agree on. And I know the counter to that is, well, some people don't have play groups. Well, then where are you playing? Do you just find new people every week? Because are you a nomad? That's weird.
That feels very Yu-Gi-Oh!
Like, is that an 80s sitcom?
You have a card player wandering from city to city, their deck in their hands.
Yeah, is this an 80s TV show where like an angel was sent by God to teach people lessons by wandering the country and playing EDH with them? Like, Michael Landon's dead, by the way. I apologize for bringing that up and having it. I just found, what's that show called? Highway to Heaven, I think. It's on
I was going to say, I'm not sure what you're referencing.
Netflix or Prime. I just saw it a couple days ago, and I was like, holy crap, look at that. Nana used to love it. But anyway, it's the only reason I know about that show. But anyway, that, like, I get the feeling the vast majority of the people that play Commander are like us. They play it with the people they know. And, like, I think we tend to stick to the ban list just because it's easier that way. But we don't, like, freak out when, like Dirk, right after they banned, what was it, Sylvan Primordial, I think? Dirk played one, and we're like,
Well, there was a deck, I was trying to build an Eldrazi deck at one point, and it had a lot of banned cards in it, and it was like, well, we'll let you play this time, but next time, let's... Because it was one of those ones that, like, on the Magic whatever that was on the Xbox, it was Kiora's deck. Or it was, hey, let's make lots of mana. Hey, look what just hit the board.
I think he played like a Primeval Titan, and we're like, nope.
Was it Primeval?
Yeah.
It was one of those big green ones
that was Titan.
That was recently banned, and we were like, But it's Dirk. Dirk's not going to do anything broken with it.
Yeah,
it was me. Oh, it was hands down, it was me.
But... No, but I'm saying, it was you. You're not going to do anything broken with it, because you don't do that sort of thing. Now, if like Mike had done it, I'd be like, what are you doing?
It's like,
give that here. Let me tear that card up for you.
What are you searching with those, Mike?
I'm not searching for an end the game combo. I'm just searching for 20 things. See, it's fine.
which
Seems
you will
fine.
use to end the game? Or is it worse when you don't use those 20 things to end the game?
But anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to have a small mini rant about...
Yeah.
Like, the Banned and Restricted List is a suggestion, and it's a framework for playing with strangers. It's not, like, a thing you have to stick to. If your group wants to play with, like, uncards, then freaking play with uncards. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
If your group wants to play block constructed EDH from Mercadian Masks, you can do that. So long as y'all agree to it. It's fine.
Send us an email if you decide to do that.
Yeah, it seems like a horrible idea, but hey, man, you do you. And I say man on purpose because it's a guy trying to do that.
I'm
Some
not
sort of dumbass.
really... I really don't know how I feel about them unbanning Painter's Servant, but I'm not going to speak out of one side of my mouth and say, yeah, banning Paradox Engine is fine, and speak out of the other side of my mouth and say, they clearly don't know what they're doing, with the other one.
They banned Iona, and she was the main problem. But
yeah,
they didn't want to ban, I guess, a potential commander, even though she's horrible and locks people out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's still a lot you can abuse with Painter's Servant. So I found this I found it interesting that they did that, but I'm not opposed to them trying new things. So
I just realized we started this segment talking about Brawl.
We did.
Oh yeah, that's what we do. Brian talked for a while, and now we're on a different topic. That's what happens.
That's what happens. The episode where you and Dark weren't going to be able to be there, I was like, so Chewy, you want to do this just you and me? He's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, probably not. Because it would be like, Chewy's like, this is what we're going to talk about. And then after like 20 minutes, I'd be talking about enchiladas. And he'd be like, yeah, you don't even want to know what I'd be talking about after another half an hour. So
I prefer burritos, but I like a good enchilada. Go to Don Juan and get the enchiladas de lujo.
Anyway, talking about Brawl and talking about Commander is not the same as starting out talking about Standard and then ending up talking about enchiladas.
Enchiladas, yeah.
So, but I think we need to get Dirk to bed. Was there anything else about the announcements? We talked about Brawl. We talked about the boosters, and I think we've covered everything.
Yeah. We just wanted to talk about all of that.
Brawl. Sorry, I'm good.
Are you though?
No.
I didn't think so.
So, hey chat, let us know. Not chat. Hey listeners. Oh, chat too. Let us know. Did you appreciate this completely unstructured episode where we didn't have like a plan in mind? We just were like, hey, let's talk about this. Okay. Because this is a rare thing for us. So let us know if this was, good or bad.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, let's just talk about a thing and not figured anything out ahead of time. But this means I didn't have to do any prep work, so I was like, that sounds good. Not that I do prep work anyway. Who are we kidding? So, I guess we should wrap it up then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, final thoughts then, somebody. Probably Dirk.
I'll beat him to it. Final thoughts. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Dirk.
Dick move.
Well, my final thoughts. So, I have several YouTube channels that I watch, fairly often. There's one that's I've watched for probably about 8 years, and that is Extra Credits. And I know when we were going through the Twitter feed and everything, Extra Credits the past 3 weeks, they've been talking about Magic. And it's been kind of fun. They talk about video games, video game design, video game lore, all that. I mean, if it has to do with video games, they talk about it. But I think they're being promoted by Arena. And so they're talking about Magic and all that. So they've been going over some of the fun characteristics, the fun properties of magic and everything, because if you're going to be building a game, there have to be rules, there have to be mechanics, and one of the easy things to do is, one of the things that you can do to develop a video game is to play a card game, because a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the things that you can use to design a game can be found in card games. And since Magic is one of the longest running CCGs and has had tons of lore and history and mechanics to go with it that have been good, have been bad, have had rules changes and format changes, that it's a good thing to sort of look back and see how things have changed and apply that to, in their case, they talk about video games, but like I said, they're talking about Magic this past 3 weeks because it's related to video games and how you design and make them. And so I thought it was just kind of neat to give a shout out to extra credits and including Magic in what their talking points are.
I don't think I've watched any extra credits since Daniel Floyd left. Not because he left, just because I haven't.
I still watch. My favorite is still Extra History, because I like putting that in the background and doing work.
Did you ever listen to anything like Dan Carlin's Hardcore History?
Mm-mm.
Okay, they're like 6-hour podcasts. I used to try and I couldn't. But
now, if I want to do 6-hour podcast, or if I want to do 6 hours of listening to someone talk about history, I put on the Great Courses, because I've got Audible, and so I just download one of those, like a 12-hour one, and I was like, all right, let's learn about the High Middle Ages, and just do that. Especially with my long drives, I've got 8 books that I haven't even touched yet.
Nice.
On my Audible account, and so I'm really looking forward to my long drives during the school year, because I'm pretty sure I'll start knocking out a bunch of my books on the drive.
Nice. Oh, hey, before you leave, Dirk.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of like high fantasy in the Middle Ages, I started watching Merlin on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched the first season of it, and when it first came out, and it was I thought it was like a nice little way of sort of retelling the story, because poor Merlin, the sort of the laughing stock, or the young was it he was trying to hide that he was a wizard?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, oh no, I'm trying to remember what the format was, that he was trying to hide the fact he was a wizard from everybody.
Yeah, because Uther Pendragon has declared that anyone who uses magic is immediately put to death, and whoops.
But he comes across as like a Sheldon, and so like he's sort of like this nerdy, isn't he? Like a nerdy, or he's he's sort of like an outcast to some extent, except for Arthur.
I mean, he's a servant in medieval times, so
yeah.
But yeah, I've made it to season 2, and it gets better. The first season was kind of especially the first part of the first season, because it's like it started in 2008, and it was a BBC show, which I didn't know it was a BBC show. I thought it was on, I saw it on Sci-Fi, like back in the day, here in the States. And so I thought it was a sci-fi show, but so the low quality of the first season was sort of, well, yeah. And then Steph told me it was a BBC show, and I'm like, what? But I do enjoy it. It's a nice little safe, family-friendly retelling of some Arthurian stuff. Like, it's not gonna get gory or any of that. It's
not a giant paradigm shift in terms of the story either.
Yeah, it's very safe and very friendly and very predictable. Like, something is gonna happen and Uther's gonna be like, "It's magic, kill them!" And then Arthur's got to figure out how to use his magic to get around it. And it's like I said, it's fairly predictable, but it's enjoyable. And it's one of those shows where there's no ongoing plot. Like, at the end of every episode, it's back to the status quo. Nobody knows
So-
that Arthur can use magic, or not Arthur. Merlin can use
Merlin.
magic.
So it's sort of like the old Star Trek format of there's like the next generation where you tune into an episode and you really can watch them in any order and everything is pretty much
Yeah.
normal.
Like in season 2, we've seen characters come back that were in season 1 briefly. So like that's cool. And I think as it goes on, there will be more ongoing story. But thus far, like halfway through season 2, it's still extremely episodic.
Yeah.
But again, it's fun. So hey, if you have any interest in that at all, everybody out there, check it out. Plus, John Hurt is the voice of the dragon, and that makes everything better. That just makes everything better.
What else has he done? Was he in Aliens?
Yeah, John Hurt was the guy that it burst out of his chest in Alien,
Okay.
and he's been in all kinds of stuff. He was Winston Smith in 1984.
Okay, but that's what I thought I knew him from. So okay.
He was the War Doctor in Doctor Who. I'll take your word for that. I don't know. He's John Hurt. Like, he was crap in the Harry Potter movies.
Mm-hmm. So he was
He was Ollivander. There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, what would Brian know him from? He was Ollivander. There we go. The Wand
Okay.
Maker.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with Ollivander.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there before Dirk left for the night.
Yeah. And with that, I am going to go ahead and sign off.
Excellent.
So, good night to all of you.
Night, Zerk.
Good night.
Good night. My turn. I feel like I had something to say, and I think I actually probably said all of it during the course of the episode. Yay, Brawl. Eldraine looks cool. Yeah. I've just been kind of busy at work, so I'm just kind of tapped out at this point. But yeah, think I'm gonna go to bed. Great to talk to everybody, and thanks for listening and being with us and all that good stuff. And keep listening to these guys, but I think I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
All right. Night, B.
So I don't have anything more original to say. So, Excelsior.
Oh my God. Get out.
Getting out.
All right, Mike, how about you?
No, I don't have anything to add today.
Okay, then. Well, there you go. We're all just a bundle of something. All right, well then, hey, I'm Chewy. You can follow me on Twitter at the Manapool. And Stark said, "All right, fine, screw you guys." Ends the show abruptly. I mean, I did think about just hanging up, but yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at the Manapool, and you can join the Manapool Discord server. Links are down below, no matter where you're watching this. If you're live, it's on Twitch. It's down in the panels. If you're watching on YouTube, it's down in the description. And if you're listening via podcast, it's in the show notes. So there you go. Join the Discord server. We're very friendly. And if we're not, then I kick you out. Not you, the people that are unfriendly. Except for Stark. I'll let him stay. He's only occasionally unfriendly, so it's fine. But what else? Discord. Of course, I stream all the time here on twitch.tv/themanapool. We've got Monday Night Magic and the Manapool podcast, obviously. And also Dota Underlords. I've been streaming a lot of that. Playing with viewers, of course, because it's a great game. And it's on like all of the... You can play it on anything. Steam. It's on Steam. It's on iOS. It's on Android or whatever that is. The Google I don't know. It's on Android. I've never messed with an Android thing, so I don't understand. You can play it on Data from Star Trek, right? He's an android, so you can play it on Data. But yeah, it's the Dota version of the auto battler genre that started with Dota Auto Chess. More people seem to play Teamfight Tactics, but more people are wrong. So there you go. What else? Oh, I also finally started the Dalaran Heist. That massive single-player thing from the last Hearthstone set.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I unlocked everything in the first chapter and really dug it. So that's probably what I'll do either Friday or Saturday, is continue with Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems good. But I stream all kinds. This is where I streamed The Messenger, Picnic Panic. It's where I streamed all the stuff that I'm about to say that's going up on YouTube. So, hey, over on youtube.com/themanapool, what's currently going up there? We've got some Dota Underlords, because any good games get turned into YouTube videos. We've got The Messenger, Picnic Panic, which I streamed in its entirety over 2 streams. I got horrible video game thumb from it, but fought through. So those are going up on YouTube. I've got still Smash Brothers Ultimate World of Light. Working my way through that slowly but slowly. I finally started the final stream. The first video from that is up on YouTube now, or I don't know if it's public yet, but it's up on YouTube for lifeguards. So, yeah, coming soon is Human Fall Flat with Steph, some Hearthstone with Mike. I've still got at least one video from that needs to go up. And I did an entire run-through of a game called Titan Souls, which is like a top-down 2D Shadow of the Colossus, sort of, kind of.
Huh.
That was really hard, but I managed it in one night. It's a long night, but I got it. So that'll be going up on YouTube once I get caught up with this other stuff. Mainly The World of Light and The Messenger Picnic Panic, which is the free DLC for The Messenger, which was excellent, by the way. So yeah, hell yeah. That's all the content that's going up. There's one YouTube video at least every day. Like there were 2 today because there's Monday Night Magic Part 1 and then Part 2 because the power went out. And I realized that to splice the 2 together and then render and upload it would have taken like 3 or 4 hours. And Clues was like, why don't you just put up a Part 1 and put up a Part 2? And I was like, oh! Yes. So I did that. It was awful. 3, because like it takes roughly to render like a 30-minute video takes between 30 and 45 minutes, you know, depending on how much stuff there is to do in that video. So rendering a 2-hour episode of Monday Night Magic would have taken 3 easy.
Huh.
At decent quality, because like when I used to render the VOD of Monday Night of the Manapool, it's mostly just this screen. So like,
right.
Or when I was artificially making a video, you remember, it would just be the background, so it didn't need to be high quality. So it could be, you know, 4 frames a second at crap quality, as long as because there's no moving parts, but.
Right, it didn't matter, yeah.
Yeah, Monday Night Magic has face cams and stuff, so rendering that at a remotely watchable quality would have taken forever. So I opted to not do that. So if you're annoyed by that, sorry. Not sorry. But anyway. So yes, if you want to help support what I do with this, like I said, 1 YouTube video a day, 2 podcasts a week, and like 5 streams a week. 2 of which are podcasts, with hopefully more coming soon, then by all means, go to the Manapool on Patreon at patreon.com/themanapool. See how I almost screwed that up and just made it almost organic? Yeah. Where you can become a lifeguard and get a variety of perks. You can get YouTube episodes. All the YouTube videos go up on Patreon first for at least 24 hours, unless there's some sort of crunch, in which case it's slightly less than 24 hours, but that's very rare. Most of them go up days and days and days ahead of time, so you can see what's coming before everyone else. I know that's where, like, Gothic, for instance, has been watching The Messenger. Because, like, there was one up, and he's like, I've really been enjoying your Messenger videos. I'm like, there's only one. He's like, no, you put up, like, 3. And I went, oh! You can see them early, duh! But anyway.
Yeah, I'm curious about what happens in the next ones that I haven't seen yet.
Well, the first 4 from the first stream are now up on Patreon, so there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. I love that game so much. I really hope there's more DLC in the future. They said we're gonna have to see how the demand for Picnic Panic is. So I really hope people go get it and play it and love it, because I want more. Because it's such a brilliant game. Literally, while Brian and Dirk were talking, I responded to a tweet that said, hey, what's your favorite video game and why? And I'm like, in recent memory, it's The Messenger for its super tight gameplay and hilarious writing. So, and I don't do favorites, as we all know. But anyway, so yeah, you get Maniple episodes of YouTube videos early. You can get access to the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manipool. Behind the scenes nonsense. It's uncensored and unfiltered. The ones with me and Bill after Monday Night Magic are very long. The ones with me and Mike after the Manipool are not very long. Unless they are. But usually not super long. Yeah. And you can get the sponsorship shout out as a Mythic Lifeguard. Get the sponsorship shout out on the end screen for all of the YouTube videos each month and here on both podcasts. So I'd like to thank our Mythic Lifeguards. Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Team Yeholas Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMillan, Sophia Pertain, Casey, Faye Says, Danny Leal, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Violet Moon, Aleph Cat, Bartle. Couldn't do it. Dan Holm, Sarah Jane, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your support. I quite literally could not do this without you. At all. And thanks to all of our lifeguards, no matter what tier you're at, you make it so that I can keep bringing you this insane amount of content and have a place to live, which is important. Yeah, I explained to a new friend what I did and how much stuff I did every week, and she went, so, like, how many people work on that? I'm like, me.
Yeah.
She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Don't you have co-hosts? Yeah, they show up for the recording. What else do they do? Brian comes up with ideas and does lots of legwork for the podcast. Is that it? Yeah. What about everyone else? They show up for the recording.
Yeah. Besides that, we're just kind of useless humps.
She's like, so... like, one YouTube video every day and all these streams and all these that's just you? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're gonna die. I'm like, thanks. What's that? She's like, how do you not burn out? I'm like, I watch a lot of Netflix. Like, a lot more than I used to. Probably a lot more than I should. But anyway. But yeah, that'll be it. We've rambled on long enough. That'll be it for the Manipool number 560. Come back next week when we talk about... let's see. Next week, I don't think we'll have Commander previews yet, so next week we'll do something. Yay! Right, Mike?
Correct.
Damn right. So, thank you all so very much for joining us, and go play some Magic.